I'm not sure what's going on here, y'all. Give me just a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. 40 seconds. I'm trying to see what's going on with the stream. Just a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. My lady just sent me a message as well. Hold on. Give me just a minute here. Um, no, we're gonna go a little faster today. At least try to. But let me fix this real quick. I'm sorry. I have the most technical stuff. I know. I know. Give me just a minute. But hopefully you guys are doing good today. Still staying calm through some of these retracements and a little bit of the bleeding we're having going on. Um, I see a lot of people talking about market reversal, and I'm not saying that can't happen, but I'm gonna talk about my feelings around that in just a minute. So, looks like we're back. Okay, I think you guys are on here. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is what it is. Um, so I want to talk about, once again, it's not clickbait. I want to talk about a lot of stuff going on in the cycle. I actually saw two other people stream this morning. I guess everybody's talking about the same thing. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about it in a little bit of different form. So I'm gonna probably mix up the news and my subjects, which y'all probably won't even know the difference. So um, let me get this going here. Oh, I see what happened. I see exactly what happened. I was in the wrong window. All right. So anyway, sorry about that. Gosh. So Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price is really doing a number right now. I didn't even see that until just now. This went from 63 to 60, 62. And so maybe that freaked out some of you guys. I don't know. Like I said, we're gonna have a lot of up and down stuff going on. I'm gonna give my perspective on it, and it's probably one of the perspectives I already given, but yeah. Sorry, this is a rough start to the stream, but let's get to it. Let's get to it. So anyway, so price of Bitcoin just fell $1,000. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Grayscale outflows outweigh the broad inflows across the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Um, just talking about a lot of the different inflows to the other ETFs. BlackRock at 14 million, Bitwise at 7 million, and Galaxy Digital, Franklin Templeton, some of the other guys all together had 11 million of inflows, but it was overshadowed by Grayscale's outflows of $43 million. But which is why I do try to report some of the whale stuff I see. If it comes by the time my stream is going on, but sometimes the stuff is after and later in the day. But they were already talking about yesterday that Grayscale, they sent $60 million worth of Bitcoin over to Coinbase or whatever. Was yesterday, and so they sold off 43 million of it. So really, they still have another 20 million over there in Coinbase waiting to be sent out. And as I keep saying, I've been saying this for months now that I feel like they're going to use this Grayscale to. They're either like I said, they're going to use it to control the speed of the market so we don't go up too fast. Um, but at the same time, I keep saying that even though they're coming out of this trust into the Bitcoin ETF that Grayscale has now, excuse me, they're still trying to sell it out. So their clients are still getting they're sold around that 63 to 66,000 range or whatever. So I feel like every time it goes up around that 63, 66 range, they're going to be selling off their positions. I see a lot of people saying that this is not what I really want to talk about, but a lot of people saying that oh, it's just going to be up only from here. We about to shoot 80K, 90K. I don't know. They don't know. I'm not trying to say these people are wrong and I'm right, but I don't know. I just feel like we got a little bit more, of Grayscale selling off their Bitcoin ETF, or from the trust rather, and just a little bit more sideways action. But let me see what order I'm going to talk about this. I do want to talk about just what the thumbnail says, the differences in this cycle versus the last cycle. Some of them, maybe I'll cover this later. Let me make sure I hit this in the right order. You always want to make sure you're paying attention to the right people, for one. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just as my mother and my older family would say, nip this in the bud and go ahead and get it out of the way, or the elephant in the room or whatever. So I talked about this yesterday. I talked about it a little long, but I'm gonna just go ahead and kind of talk about what I was really talking about yesterday. So what happened yesterday? We had somebody. So you guys understand. Um, Number one, I think I used the term religion. Um, I used the term religion, and that threw some people off. And nobody's leaving because we're performing well. I still feel like I'd have one of the best Patreons out there. But what happened to the person yesterday um, is they listened to a certain influencer, and I really didn't want to talk about this until the end. But the difference this cycle is, and y'all stay tuned to this, y'all. The difference this cycle is we have way more influencers, um, crypto influencers, YouTube influencers, Twitter influencers, whatever you follow influencers, way more crypto influencers. And I'm not trying to up big myself. I'm not in competition with nobody because, like I said, I have other social media pages and stuff that I run. This crypto social media thing is not something I'm trying to carry on and make money off of or compete with anybody. But you got a lot of them that are just straight trash. A lot of used a lot of used car salesmen type crypto influencers want to hype you up. And I fully know, even hearing myself now, I hear myself. I'm very monotone. That's not what a lot of people want. They want to be hyped up. They want you to be super bullish all the time, just like overhyped. Like that's what most people do. And I've said on my channel before, that's a lot of stress on the body. It's disingenuine. It's not authentic. And so that's what a lot of people look for. Some of y'all, maybe especially when the market retraces, y'all like, man, I got to go find somebody who's going to hype me up to make me believe in crypto again. Crypto's all, I'm just pretty monotone, pretty chill. But, with getting people that are those used car salesman type of crypto influencers, you're going to get what you ask for. You're going to get the Pinto. You're going to get a car that's not good. Most of these people don't know what they're talking about. That's why they have to overhype themselves up and, talk like they know everything. They're experts or whatever. Whether it's they go for the I'm an expert route or they go for the super hyped up route, everything is like loud and boisterous or whatever. But I will say, I guess this person wasn't like this, but the person that left yesterday left because they found this guy who was an astrologist. And so I said religion, but sometimes people make this astrology thing like a religion. Like all they talk about is Leo, Sagittarius, Gemini, and what their sign said this day or whatever. Listen, man, I see people saying like, when Leos do it like this, everybody does it like that. It's not because you're a Leo or you're Sagittarius or Aries. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to like it just doesn't make sense, y'all. I'm sorry to talk about anybody, if you feel like that's what you follow, religion, whatever. But saying Aries get mad when somebody takes their food, like everybody gets mad when somebody takes their food. But anyway, you have people that follow this stuff almost religiously, and so we had somebody that decided to sell out of the market yesterday because this astrologist guy was saying the market was ending in June. I'm gonna get back to this influencer thing later, but I don't want to harp on that too long. But you got to know that the people you're following know what they're talking about. And like I said, the problem is this oversaturation of YouTube crypto influencers this cycle. You don't know who to follow, who to listen to. Um, even for the people to talk about their wins, some of these wins are accidental wins. They don't know what they're doing. I see people like they'll be bullish on the project one moment, then they'll change their mind and stuff. And like that, this shows they have no conviction. So I know with me, you'll see like I feel like every out of every pick, I've talked about quite a few cryptos in my group, and you don't see me wishy-washy and changing my mind even when the price is retraced because I have conviction. I know what I'm looking at. I had one that pissed me off. They did some trash stuff. Y'all should know what I'm talking about. One endured some crazy FUD that I don't feel like they deserve, and I feel like it's going to recover. One of them, I'm not gonna lie. One of the narratives I was doing, I did it. We all do it. I was like, oh, this narrative might be hot, and I jumped into this certain narrative, which is not really my forte. So I got that one. Um, and then there was another one in the narrative that I do like, but I think they just have too much competition, and they really weren't. I feel like they probably gonna deliver later, but they kind of annoying me with not delivering on some stuff. But I would say, and I'm trying to be honest here. Like I would say, I mean, out of probably 40 or more something tokens I talked about, only that's 10% that I feel like and like I said, one of them I still feel like will do well. Actually, two of them still feel will do well. The other two may be a lost cause. I don't know. But they still could perform well, to be honest. It's only one of them that I'm just really like. So I mean, my track record's pretty decent. But what I'm saying is, a lot of people tell you about all their wins and stuff and where they won, but sometimes they're accidental. They didn't really know. It took off because of a narrative. But for the most part, when I find tokens, I remain bullish on them because I did deep research. I don't like throwing my money into just anything. But it's an oversaturation of influences, and this person got scared out of the market because of this astrologist who's like the market's over in June. So I'm gonna get back to some of my notes, but I'm gonna cover some stuff, go back to news stories as I usually do when I start, of why this market is not over yet. For one, like I said, Grayscale is still selling off, and we can still go from here. I don't know how much of this I'm gonna read. I read it earlier this morning, but Binance and KuCoin win registration from India anti-money laundering regulator as crypto credibility improves. The two exchanges, among 9 banned in December, have become the first offshore crypto-related entities to be registered. The registrations will add a little more credibility to the system, the regulator said. Binance, the world's largest crypto currency exchange, and rival KuCoin became the first offshore crypto-related entities to be approved by India's anti-money laundering unit months after being banned for operating illegally. The two have been registered with the country's financial intelligence unit, the most senior official of the unit, which falls under the nation's finance ministry. Um, I'm gonna skip down. KuCoin paid a penalty of $41,000, the first crypto entity to do so, and has resumed operations. Binance has not resumed operations because it is expected to pay a penalty after hearing with the FIU. The Economic Times, citing people familiar with the matter, said Binance would settle with a $2 million fine. And this could also be another bullish catalyst coming later. Like, KuCoin has done theirs, Binance coming in later. These are all the catalysts you have. It's just showing you how the market is being set up. So to say that the market is about to end is ridiculous. This is another one. So I'm glad I didn't cover it the other week. I don't know if you watched the stream, you remember me talking about Hong Kong being able to possibly have the ETFs trading on mainland China versus just Hong Kong. The sources that a lot of people were talking about was not legit at the time, and that's why I never really covered that story that day. I don't know if y'all remember that, but this one seems a little bit more legit. This is legit. This is from South. What is this? South China. I can't remember the name of the website, but this is from one of their websites. I'm sorry, South China or something, but whatever. Harvard CEO may push for Bitcoin Ether ETFs on the Stock Connect for mainland China investors in 2 years. But also another article I was reading was the Bitcoin ETF as well. So they're pushing for it to be able to trade this the Ether ETFs and the Bitcoin ETFs in mainland China. And once again, it's not happening right now. They're pushing for it. So it's a future event. It's a future catalyst. And y'all, if you've been in crypto and you heard me talk about this a number of times, like for a token, when you get into altcoin, you're looking for those exchange listings to push it up. You don't want all your exchange listings at once. You need new exchange listings to be a catalyst to push the market up forward. So right now, this is not a lot of people talking about this, but you'll see in the future, if this comes to fruition, that this will be a catalyst. All right. Now, mainland China has access to the Bitcoin ETFs. That'll be something to push the market up. So once again, to say that the market is going to end in June, I'm not trying to downplay. I'm just not. I'm not big on the whole zodiac thing or whatever. I'm not trying to downplay what any of y'all believe in, but you can't be just solely trading based off what. I know a lot of people do trade the moon, the full moon, this, that, and the other, but to base it off time where, the planets are aligning here and Uranus is doing this and that, like, it's just crazy. And I can't believe that, I'm trying to be careful with my words, but I put it this way. I was very disappointed that, somebody was scared out of the market because of what some astrologers said, not taking into account what BlackRock is doing, what all these financial giants are doing, the crypto cycle, the Bitcoin halving, and how everybody else is looking in the market. Just because Uranus stuck out his tongue at Jupiter is like, okay, the market is over, because Pluto licked the lollipop. Like, come on, y'all, you can't. This is this is just not talking about this astrologist. Crypto. It's weird to say because I don't know which one they are. They're astrologist influencer or you a crypto influencer, but you got to be following the right people. It's not to say I'm right all the time, but what I do try to do, I try not to make too many predictions. I know I've been giving my prediction about how sale in May or whatever's going to go or whatever. But I try not to do too many predictions. It's just try to focus on the main thing, finding good altcoins and stuff to invest in, and make sure that I'm careful not to lead people astray. Even I say, I've given my whole take on it. I'm still kind of standing on that. I still feel like they're going, because a lot of people talking about this reversal right now. I do, and I say I feel like it. I'm not trying to tell y'all this is what's going to happen. I feel like we probably do get a little reversal, whatever, but I feel like it's going to be a fake out, and we still going to trend down, versus or trend down the trend sideways that end of May, beginning of June, and that kind of thing. Once again, I might be sounding just like him right now, but I'm just saying this is how I feel. But I've said I already put 30% in the market, and I got 70% on the side. If it doesn't play out that well, I got 70% on the side to invest in new projects or projects that I catch on the dip. Because right now my portfolio is decently set to get me the gains I want this cycle. So yeah. Let me see what else I got over here. I got a lot of notes over here. I'm trying to make sure I'm covering my stories as let me just cover the story. I don't know if I'm gonna come back to this. I'm gonna do it my regular way. I'm gonna cover these stories and I'm gonna come back to my major notes over here. So this one here, I'm not even gonna read it. I'm sorry, I probably didn't even, that's why I tell you, listen, let me say this again. I saw somebody make a joke. They was like, and I think they were joking. It was like, you got to stop reading Cointelegraph. I keep telling you all this. I use Cointelegraph just because they have good visuals to put on screen as I'm delivering my stories. And I've said this before, and I'm gonna say this again clearly. I saw some people once again talking about these influencers that they try to act like they know what they're doing or whatever. And everybody started a crypto YouTube this cycle, and I started to see people trying to use that because they see me using it on my stream. They try to use that, and I saw one in particular start shilling a particular gaming token that was on the site, and it was a scam project. I knew it was a scam project, but now people got so many people trying to pretend that they have alpha, and then they start using it, start shilling it to their group, and it was a complete scam, and it went to zero. So I'm gonna say this clearly: there's a lot of garbage on Cointelegraph and a lot of these crypto sites as well. They are not my source of information. I just usually go to them to pull up something, as a picture or whatever. So you can get very misled by looking at some of these crypto sites. And so you really have to know what you're doing. You can't just go pull up articles and be like, oh, the article said this, and this is what I'm gonna do, and this is correct information. It's usually not correct information. So I'm giving you that information because I'm saying this graphic's pretty trash, but this is investing.com. But at the same time, even with this one, the way they're presenting this story is not completely accurate. So I'm not going to read the whole story, but I'm going to tell you what's going on in here. So they're talking in this article. They're talking about Vladimir, who sold $4.5 million worth of company stock. Okay, so they're talking about he sold $4.5 million worth of Robinhood stock. And so what the site is saying is that this is going somewhere, so stay with me. So what the site is saying is he had this prearranged, right? It was a prearranged stock sale, and the stock sold on the 6th of May, on May 6th, right? And so what they're saying is, hey, he didn't sell the stock because of the Wells notice that Robinhood got. They said he sold this, excuse me, they said this was prearranged. This had nothing to do with the Wells notice or whatever, but it did because they got the Wells notice on May 4th. Nobody reported this until May 6th. That was 2 days later. So it's like he knew this. Say if it was prearranged, he knew this prearranged sale was coming up of his stock. He was like, hold on, y'all. Don't put out this news about this Wells notice until 2 days later. Because tell me if I'm wrong. I don't want to FUD anybody, but I'm bringing this to a point is that I looked for articles. Every article that I saw that was releasing the news was 2 days later on May 6th, the same day that his stock was to be sold or whatever. And so this brings to the point of what these influencers, I keep saying, I've said this before, probably tired of hearing it. When they give you a target, and this does not include me, I feel like I can make money without tricking people. I keep saying that. But when you get these people giving you these targets, I'm not going to talk about no particular project. I'm going to leave that alone. But I saw people giving this, I'll put it this way. I saw people giving a target price of a certain token that saying that, say if the price was a penny right now, they were saying the price is going to get to $1. Trust and believe that before that thing gets to $1, they're going to dump that junk on your head. And sometimes if they're wise enough, I've seen a lot of people say sell at half of what they're saying. Sometimes if it's a penny right now and they're saying it's going to get to $1, they probably selling at 30 cents, to be honest. Probably selling at 30, 35 cents. They're probably not even waiting for that 50, maybe 40 cents or whatever. So you got to realize these games that are being played. And the thing is, maybe I just think too deep psychologically about this stuff. But there's way more people that know the game. So because they know the game from last cycle as well, they're gonna change it again. This is kind of simple knowledge, but sometimes you have to be reminded of it. Once everybody finds out something, they move the goalposts even further. Okay, now first it was stocks, and then I still see people getting into stocks now, especially my people, and they feel like they're doing something big, and I'll be trying to tell them like, listen, you late to the game. Some of y'all don't even know what stocks to buy. Then we went to crypto. That's moving the goalposts. All right. Now y'all still over here in stocks and they done moved to crypto. But now y'all that moved into crypto from last cycle, you think you know crypto and you think you know how they're going to do it. They're going to move the goalposts. They're going to change the game. Some of the game, y'all know how they've been changing it this cycle. So I bring this up, I'm not trying to, for nobody, but they knew about this Wells notice on the May 4th. Why did you just announce it on May 6th? Because they wanted that sale to go through. And people trying to make excuses saying, oh, it was preset. He didn't just pull the trigger on that day. It was preset. But yeah, you made sure that news did not get out until that stock sold off. So it's still the same difference to me. Oh yeah, I just pulled this up to show. Because this was the day I talked about it on my stream. And when I was looking around, all the articles had just launched. Well, you probably can't see this, but this article says May 6th. It says May 6th. But they got the Wells notice on May 4th. Here's another. I might come back to this one. This is a big one here. So most of y'all probably weren't around to remember this. This is May 9th, 2022. So this is the same thing with Robinhood, with these influencers telling y'all blah, blah, blah is going 100x, it's going 500x, it's going to do this. Make sure that you are already laddering out and you're not waiting for that price target. I cannot stress this enough. Some of y'all on the stream are probably saying, oh, I already know this, man. Talk about something different. But there's a lot of people that don't know this. So be laddering out. Shoot, even I'm not going to trick anybody, but shoot, even if Zoe said, man, this might be a 60x. Remember, Zoe said there's going to be a 60x, and Zoe probably will. I'm going to be laddering out as time goes, but I'll probably be waiting for that 60x I have a goal for. So I'm going to tell you right now, yeah, maybe you should be getting out at 50 and 40x. Once again, I'm going to make my money regardless. I don't have to scam anybody to make money. And people get caught up in euphoria, and we're going to have that in our group, but there's going to be so many other people in the market that are going to push it probably past the if my goal is a 50 or 60x, there's going to be other people that probably push it past there. But yeah. But anyway, this is sorry, May 9th, May 9th, 2022. Do Kwon put out this tweet saying that he's deploying more capital. Steady, lads. So this is the misdirection. This is what I'm talking about. The same thing with people. I was about to say it, but whatever. People giving crazy price predictions on certain altcoins or whatever, right? So Do Kwon said that he's deploying more capital. Stay steady, lads. In other words, it's about to get serious. We about to run this up. We all about to make money. It's about to be bullish. Blah 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 blah. If you look at May 2022, which is now Terra Classic, right here. I don't know if you can see on the screen. It's probably not big enough, but this is May. This is May. This is May 9th. Excuse me, May 2022, when he said steady, lads, and he's about to deploy more capital, is when Luna tanked. So once again, you got to watch when you're seeing all these influencers talking about these different price targets or whatever. They are really trying to dump on your heads. And let me say, I said something earlier, just a while ago, but let me say it even more clear. Now, the psychologically wise, the big dogs, they're probably not even thinking the same. What they do is they'll say, I'm trying to give you an example. So say if something's at a penny right now, they will tell you that, they'll say it's going to get to 35 cents, but they're going to pull out at 20 cents, whatever. They got more money. They probably throwing $1 million per in each thing, right? But what I see a lot of these smaller influencers, and when I say smaller influencers, I'm talking about like 200, 150,000 and down. They go even crazier. So if something's at a penny right now, they'll tell you it's going to $5, right? They feel like they got to over push it or whatever, but they really trying to sell out. This is not even realistic, but they trying to sell out at $1.50, but they're telling you $5 because they know that's going to push more money into it. Like everybody's got a target of $5. Man, they got it at 50 cents and y'all still up here waiting for it to go $5. And then it tops out at, 62 cents or whatever like that. Anyway, I probably talked about this a while, but you got to realize the game that's being played. Like I said, how Do Kwon said he's going to deploy more capital, and that junk just went straight to trash. Do I want to talk about this one? Let me look. I didn't. Yeah, this is pretty much saying the same thing I was saying. I've been saying this for this weeks now, whatever. And actually, this came from somewhere else, not Telegraph, but just saying altcoins will bottom in the early summer. Well, that's why I'm saying even now, I could be wrong, and I know once it starts happening, you're probably gonna be like, man, this is crazy. He said this, and that. I still feel like it's of my belief. It's not financial advice that they about to really like pump some euphoria or dopamine into the market real quick. Probably these next, I say 8 to 12 days, and it's gonna make it look like the market's about to pump the Valhalla, and I feel like it's gonna reset again. So I'm really, oh, trust me. Let me say this clearly. I do. I get a little nervous too. I'm like, man, are you sure, Zoe? Are you sure you're gonna want to put some more out there? But I feel like they're gonna pump it up these next, 8 to 12 days, and then it's gonna reset, and we might have some better buying opportunities on some of these altcoins or whatever, because it's traditionally how it works. You know what I mean? That's just what I feel is gonna happen. But I don't want to harp on that too long. Once again, I'm not trying to make too many predictions. Now let me get to my notes. I'm gonna cover one last story over here later. Let me see. Should I cover this now? Oh, look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Wait a minute. Dang, it's below 61,000 now. I think the level we need to close this weekend is like, I think it's 61.5, 61.8. Once again, I try not to get into too much technical analysis, but at the same time, this is another subject. You do gotta, once again, it can't be just your point of view. You gotta look at things how the rest of the market is, and this is how the big traders, the small traders, all them thinking, right? So I think we gotta close this week at 60, 61.5 or 61.800. I follow technical analysis, but I really try not to talk about this stuff. But I know how to do a little something something. But anyway, so right now we're at 69 or 60,900, whatever. But anyway, here's another thing I want to talk about that I've been seeing people. I didn't pull up my information on this. I'm gonna have to pull it up now. Let me start talking about it as I pull up information. Try to show y'all proof of what I'm talking about. Um, so I see a lot of people saying this, and it's once again, some people are just repeating what they, what is normal, what is typical, and so a lot of people talking about layer ones and even layer twos being the best performers um, of crypto cycles or whatever. I'm not the only one to say it. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about it. That layer ones are not launching at what they launched at before. When you had the some of them are trash. You know Solana, AVAX. We had EOS. Come on, Elron. It was Multiverse X now. Teller, it's TRB. Teller been doing something lately too. I saw some information on Teller, but I'm not trying to mess with that. But yeah, 2 cycles ago when some of us were in, some of y'all been in 2 and 3 cycles like me as well. Some of y'all just came last cycle, but you see in these different layer ones, they were performing good because, or well, excuse me, because they were launching at lowest, 60 million. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Solana launched at, am I lying? Let me see. I got it on screen. I think it was like 20, 40 million. Am I lying? I don't even know if we can track that. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. I ain't gonna lie. I did not get in there early. I wish I did. Look at that, y'all. June of 2020. Oh, do y'all see this? 9 million, 11 million. Some of y'all didn't know that. 11 million, 9 million market cap for a layer one. And it went on to what, 80 billion? Y'all, stop listening to these people that don't know what the crap they talk about. Layer ones are not going to be the best performers or even some of the best performers this cycle. They all launching at 1 billion. The layer twos. So like I said, people saying layer ones, layer twos, they're launching at 1 billion, $1 billion. Scratch my elbow. Um, so a lot of people are, just talking with words, but not even looking at the fundamentals, not even looking at whatever. So like I said, yeah, I got in some to hedge my portfolio at the beginning of the cycle. I talked about this in times past that I probably won't, touch some of these or whatever because you just kind of gotta, have a secure bag or whatever. But for the most part, I'm DJing and I'm doing crazy stuff. But layer ones are not about to be best performers this cycle, y'all. It's just common knowledge. Like, just think about it. Most of them at 2 billion already, 4 billion, 8 billion, 10 billion. They're not going to be some of the best performers. So once again, the topic of this live is in line with this cycle is not the same as last cycle. Like I said, I forgot that. I thought it was, but I know, like I said, Matic was like 60 million. Even I didn't know that 9 million Solana, 9 million market cap Solana. Boy, if I had a time machine. What's this going here? What's this? Sometimes my notes be so short, I'd be trying to figure out what they are myself. Oh, here's another thing. So speaking along, I wanted to talk about this later, but along the lines of also talking about the layer ones and stuff launching at bigger market caps. And I talked about this before, but a lot of people are doing it because they think it's going to attract the traditional finances coming in, and it probably will because traditional finance guys, they want to come in. Actually, 500 million market cap is probably low to them. To them, but a lot of these pages have unorganic what you call it, interactions or whatever on the pages. Some of these projects that are at like 700 million, 300, 500 million, they have the same engagement as projects with, you know, a 20 million market cap or whatever. So if you think you got to have people, as I was saying yesterday, you got to have people pushing this project. You got to have people that got in early that's going to shill it to retail investors when they come in later in the cycle or whatever. Um, you can't think you just want to have a 500 million market cap project and then your Twitter engagement is 36 people liking the post, 40 people liking the post. And some of these, even when they retrace, I said, well, maybe I'll get into some of these because they retrace. But I'm looking at the Twitter engagement, and it's like everybody has the same mindset. And like I said, I feel like everybody's been talking this morning. I think even Rand was talking about this morning on his channel. A lot of people saying like a lot of people are on the game with these VCs. So if y'all not giving us room to get some run in this or whatever, nobody's going to be investing in your trash. Just you launching at 500 million market cap, and our 2x for us is just a billion. And so then let's say if you get to 10 billion, we only made a 20x. People are looking for more than that, and that's still a speculative 20x. You don't even know if you're going to get that. So why would people be investing in this stuff? No, y'all don't have to either retrace a little bit more and work on y'all marketing, because a lot of y'all VCs got in thinking y'all was just going to run this up, especially on the gaming side. Because listen, I'm not saying I know completely what I'm talking about. I know the future, but I feel like a lot of these VCs got in these gaming projects that launched at 500 million. They're thinking with what they think is data, or thinking with intellect, by saying that the gaming market is bigger than the movie market, and it's bigger than movie and music put together. Therefore, the gaming industry is worth blah 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 $1 billion. So that's going to translate into crypto. So let's launch this gaming project at $500 million. We already up 120x, and then they think the retail is going to pump it up to, these idiots probably think some of these gaming projects going to pump to 200 billion. I don't, be honest, out of the bullishness of I have on some of these gaming projects, I don't see any gaming project getting there. But that's what some of these idiot VCs are thinking. And but this cycle is different. Retail is onto the game, and nobody's trying to pump these VCs bags like that. And once again, I said this before, I see a lot of people saying that VCs period are bad. VCs period are not bad. You do need some VCs, but like I said, it's got to be a low enough valuation for people to get in. But that's one thing I was noticing this morning as I was getting this live ready. I was looking at some of these bigger projects. I'm like, y'all Twitter engagement is not even, it's not even better than some of these other projects. And once again, that's because people are hyped up. They like, I got in at 10 million, I got in at 20 million or 40 million. So they build in a community organically versus trying to force something down people's throat. Like, look, this is a high quality game, or this is a high quality layer one, and y'all trying to force it down people's throats. That trash ain't working no more. People ain't trying to hear that. Um, so what is this other one here? Oh, let me read this other one here. This is another one. Once again, I see people, like I keep saying, they trying to pretend they got alpha. Like, talking about, listen, let me say what this is first. So it says 4 stages of a meme coin. Snipers by snipe it below 100K. Uh, I got to cover a lot in this. I just realized it as I started talking about it. Anyway, 4 stages of a meme coin. Snipers snipe below 100K. Early majority get it before 10 million. Majority get it before 100 million. The late majority get it after 1 billion. Sniping is tough. You need to take probability bets with the right tooling data. Early majority is a bit easy as compared to sniping because you get secondary data to analyze, attention to capture, and accounts to follow. Get into the second stage. Avoid the fourth at all costs. Not worth it, excluding a few coins or whatever. So pretty much what it's saying, the real money's made, okay, if you can get in before 100K. But the problem with that is a lot of you guys don't know how to find the right ones below 100K. And like I said, we had somebody lose all their money for the crypto cycle betting on memes, trying to get in early. Just because it's under 100K doesn't mean you're in early, doesn't mean you're going to be a millionaire. You got to know how to track these. It's easy, some people get in before 10 million. But once again, I see a lot of people, like I said, trying to pretend they have alpha and then pushing meme coins after they're already 100 million. This one is going to be a great performer for this cycle. You're not making your Patreon member, the people on your YouTube channel, any money by shilling up some crap that's already over 100 million, and you hoping that it goes to a billion or over. You hoping that it'll run or whatever. You got to really know how to track this stuff. And like I said, I've been collecting Twitter profiles forever and ever, and so I can usually kind of tell when some of these meme coins are going to run early or whatever. But like I said, a lot of people are going into meme coins this cycle. Like I said, they're just tired of the VC stuff or whatever like that. But yeah, you got a lot of people. Like I see a lot of people shilling Brett now. I'm like, bro, Brett is already is already done a run. It's did his thing. You kind of late to the party, and they trying to promote it to people as, but once the market gets hot, um, it could go to 50 billion. It could do this or whatever, but it's still a big could, man. You can find stuff earlier than that. What is some of these? Yeah, I already talked about used car salesmen, influencers, or whatever. Um, what is this note here? I need to start writing short notes that I don't even understand myself. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it's just some brief stuff. But like I said, I really wanted to go ahead and talk about. So I know y'all gonna wonder. Now, hopefully, none of y'all go find this crap and fall for it yourself, because I will say the way God presented it, especially if you into astrology and all that kind of stuff, it sounded pretty convincing. But there's so many metrics to show this cycle is not. Dang, I went longer than I thought. I'm at 40 minutes. I was just running my mouth. Dang. In my mind, I swear I was at like 25 minutes. I was not. But yeah, man, y'all gotta be careful. Like, not everybody knows what they're talking about. Like, you gotta realize last cycle, I think we probably had three or four, maybe five big influences, and then you probably had like maybe six smaller, like that were really known. You had some trickle off ones or whatever. But man, today we got like it's over 1,000 different crypto influencers or whatever. Once again, I'm not saying I'm the only good one, but y'all really gotta be finding the right people. Somebody who's not deep in the crypto market and just knows astrology is not somebody that you should be taking their word for how to invest in crypto. And the thing that the people fail for is like, well, he found the bottom, but we all knew it was the bottom. FTX crashed. You see Bitcoin at 15K, of course it's the bottom. Like like that's not any type of alpha or whatever. So anyway, I'm gonna get to some of these comments and questions. I thought I was gonna talk about it a little bit more, but I went a little longer than I thought, so I don't want to be too long. Um, as he said, good morning, Friday, good Friday, bro. Good morning to you. Natty said, morning, G. The UK has officially stated it is out of recession. I missed that. How did I miss that? Well, shoot, I don't know. We in something ourselves, so I haven't even been tracking them like that. Maybe so. I don't know. I can't say what it is, or what it ain't. Quarter Cross said, "Good morning, bro. Good morning. How you doing?" Um, what you said? Connects Network, 1 billion TVL, legit. I've been hearing some FUD that is fake. I don't know. I can't say. Excuse me. Even for projects I'm bullish on, um, like I said, people be trying to defend stuff to the core, like they be ready to kill you. I can't say whether it's fake or not. It could be. I don't know, but I feel like the project is going to do really well for what it is, and the back is behind it. But a lot of people are going to say stuff. You got people. That's what I was going to pull up. Actually, I had it on my slide yesterday, but I never showed it. I don't even know if I can find it right now, but it's this video of the mechanic. He's spinning the tire, and there's a guy standing behind him, like clinking wrenches together, and the guy watching the tire. He thinking something wrong with the tire or whatever. But it was saying like how when people want a project to go lower so they can buy it, they start making up FUD about it or whatever. Um, but yeah, and a lot of these dummies, I see the comment right here on what you call it, Coin Market Cap or whatever. Sometimes people be saying nonsense. They don't know what they be talking about. It could be true, man. I don't know. It could be true, but I'm still holding it. I don't care. I'll look into it later. I don't want to say I don't care, but I'll look into it later. But I think it's fine, man. Sometimes people just be talking nonsense. I saw one project. Let me show how stupid people are. This one project was huge, right? The project was huge, and y'all should know about the channel easily how to find like the VCs, the back of project, VCs, the influencers or whatever. And there's one project they had a lot of prominent VCs behind it, connected to a lot of different protocols, like legit projects, legit people in space. And then somebody put like a comment on Coin Market Cap. Don't touch this. This is made by meme coin, blah blah blah. I was like, some people just comment, and people who unknowingly don't know the space, they're just gonna believe it or whatever. So I can't say this person comment is I don't know. I doubt it's fake because I don't think a lot of people know how Connects Network works. But I'll look into it after. Yeah. The Blackmore fam said, did Do Kwon get any backlash from that tweet? Oh yeah, of course he did. Like, I mean, there's people on both sides of it. Of course, a lot of people lost money. Some people for Do Kwon, they just like with CZ, they're gonna be down no matter what happens, or whatever. But yeah, he definitely did. Like a lot of people still post it and talk about how much they hate him and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that was wild, bro. I mean, it was wild. Dude was like deploying more capital in like a media. Let me see if I can zoom out on this chart. I'm trying to get right up on the May 2022. It's taking longer than I thought. Why is it taking so long to scroll? Yeah, it crashed like around the, that's all I'll say. It crashed around the same time. Dude was not deploying more capital, is what we can say about that. Um, Bitcoin back up to 61 too. That don't matter. Um, Blackmore Fams said good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Uh, Lucas says Zoe feels like I'm buying a good dip on our alts, then they keep bleeding. I'm out of dry powder now and can't do anything. Do I just keep holding and hope for the best? Yeah, well, hope for the best almost sounds like a dark statement, but yeah, the best is definitely coming. Like I said, man, all the alts are bleeding right now. But I feel like I said, I said this. I think they could bleed some more. I feel like they're gonna try to maybe do a little quick run here for maybe next 8 to 12 days or whatever, and then I feel like we're gonna go sideways or it could go lower. I don't know. But then again, it has been bleeding so much. You got to wonder if how real of a reversal we'll get. Um, so I don't know. I'm cool, man. I'm just buying. I'm just buying as more I see discounts and stuff. Um, and like I said, I think I talked about two or three of y'all that were here last cycle, and that's how it looked last cycle. Like if you go pull out the charts, and I always pull up the Matic chart. That's how um, Matic and a lot of these other charts look. Either there was like a lot of sideways or a lot of dips or whatever. And then as people say, when you zoom out, you don't even realize at the time that some people were dealing with a 50% dip for 3 and 4 months at a time sometimes, and then it was sideways. It doesn't show you where they bought in at 2 cents, and then it goes down to because I think even Matic was like that. I think at one point the hot buying point was like 2.3 cents or something, and then it went down to like 1.5 cent, 1.4 cents or something like that. But if you didn't live through that, you didn't realize that that's where you are now. Like buying something at 2.8 cents, and then they go into, you know, uh, 1.4 cents, and you done lost like, or seemingly, or at the time, unrealized loss, my bad, of like 40, 50%, and you feel crazy, but you just hold them. I feel like we in great projects and stuff. They're gonna do well and stuff, and actually it could do well even sooner than we're thinking or whatever. But I've been saying this for months. I'll be completely fine with us getting a lot of sideways action from now until this fall. I'm cool with that. I would be cool with that. That's all I can say. Just give me some more time to buy up. Because like I keep saying with Matic, wouldn't you wish you for that 8 months that Matic was a penny? Don't you wish you was buying from that May to December's period when it was a penny the whole time? But most people, I understand if you don't have full conviction, then you should invest with intelligence, right? And not FOMO all into one token or whatever. But most people like, man, this thing is sitting sideways. I got enough of it. I ain't trying to buy no more. But me, when I have conviction or something, I'm gonna just keep buying it. If it stays sideways the next 8 months, I'm gonna keep buying it the whole time it's sideways. Um, I know what the feeling feels like. Uh, Everything retracing right now, especially we got Bitcoin doing what it's doing right now, all this up and down stuff. But like I said, we could definitely get a reversal. Let me see what this looking like. Hmm. To be honest, I wonder are they gonna take it down to this 58 range? That's over a month. Let me look at this. Boom, boom. Yeah, they could. To be honest, they could take it down to that 58 range because that'll give us a little top there, little create the little M there. Anyway, I don't want to do it on stream, but anyway, yeah. We can get some more downtime. As I said, I believe that a 30% down minimum is coming when you think the market will top early. Wait a minute, are you saying two things? Oh, I think. Oh, that's a. You said I believe that a 30% down minimum is coming. Yeah, like I said, I think we can go down probably like 58K again, and then it'll probably go. Then we'll probably start trending up. It depends on how fast that happens, though. So, I will say, okay. So I said I feel like they're going to try to run it this next week. let me say this clearly. I feel like they're gonna try to run it these next 10 to 12 days or whatever, and then it could dump, right, and then we go sideways through the late May to June. But if it does go ahead and touch this 58K in like short term in the next couple of days, I don't know. Maybe we do start going up. I don't know. Just talk about it briefly so you have something to think about, but don't take this stuff too much to heart. Like I said, if you see a discount on altcoins, then you should be buying some. So you said when do you think the market will top early? I know everybody's talking about this. As of right now, I feel like they're trying to keep it a traditional link cycle, and we could go into fall of 2025. Um, but I don't know. I just have to play it by ear as time goes on. But yeah, honestly, I thought I wanted to talk about some more stuff today about this cycle being different. Sorry that I didn't, but I didn't know I was at 40 minutes already, and I try not to make these streams too long. Plus, I do got a couple of things to take care of or whatever. And I'm be honest, y'all. I was talking to four different of my crypto colleagues this week, and we all talking like you need a break sometimes. And one was saying like two of them actually said, "Man, I took a break already." I was like, "I wish I did because this gets more stressful than y'all know." And like I said, that's just me doing it for me and my family. Then when you got a Patreon to consider and other people that you trying to help out, even though like I said, we like to say not financial advice, it makes it a little bit more stressful, a little bit more pressure on my brain or whatever. But yeah, I gotta take my weekend break, go out and do some stuff with my lady, spend some time with my mother, and all that kind of good stuff. So, um, but yeah. If you want to join the Patreon, I keep telling people, man, this is one of the best times to join a Patreon. I feel like we have one of the best Patreons, and like I said, even if you're not joining a Patreon, it's a good time to get into the market. Period. Even if you just want to go off your own views and your own research, whatever, you don't have to join anybody's Patreon while the market is down. And I am saying that we could go further down, but nobody ever knows. So don't be betting on that. Don't be just sitting on the sideline because you think, oh, we're gonna go down some more. Like, go ahead and get a portfolio started if you haven't. I feel like we definitely got time to go up. And like I said, even with the astrologists and whoever saying whatever, the market is not over. I can say that with a lot of conviction. Like, yeah, I'm not a fortune teller, but it's not over. Um, yeah, I think we're going to be. I just thought about something. Wow, I just thought about that. That's crazy. But yeah, if you want to join the Patreon, it's at patreon.com/cryptozo. We about to make a lot of money is all I can say. So I appreciate you guys hanging out on stream. Hopefully you do something, on your weekend, take some stress off your brain. You don't always have to look at crypto. But yeah, I mean, some good discounts out there if you want to buy some. But we could go lower. If not lower, we go sideways for the next couple of months. I feel like so. Do with that information what you will. And I'm gonna see you guys next time.